You ever been stung by a wasp?
Yeah, I've been stung by a wasp.
It hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt.
It's a strange feeling.
And it makes you go all like cold inside and you feel a bit like weak.
That's just you.
No, like makes your blood go all cold.
Does it?
It does to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Got a Problem, Mate podcast. Just talking, Joey said he kills flies.
No, I'm really good at killing wasps.
He's
I'll
good at
punch
killing
a wasp.
I'm saying leave the wasps unless they're giving you grief.
No, I'm
That's
good
not
at-
self-defense.
I don't know if I've told this story on this podcast or not.
Wasp story?
About when I was working for my dad. He's really scared of wasps. And we've had him on the show, you know.
I know.
He's not scared easily.
No.
And he's scared of wasps. And I was working as an electrician with him late at night. And he said, right, we're in like a bank, like the offices of a bank. And he was like, right, I'm going to do this smoke detector up in the ceiling void. There's a wasp nest up there. You keep the wasps away from me. And he gave me a tea tray.
Mm-hmm.
Have I told you this? Oh, man, right? And this wasp came. And I cracked it. And you know, you don't think there's anyone working there at that time of night. But obviously, markets are open all over the world. So I cracked this wasp and I went, have that, you cunt! And then I looked around. There was a woman just working away. And she looked at me. And I just went, have you been having a problem with wasps in here? I'm good at getting them.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did it go
Oh,
flying?
that thing's in the ground, mate.
Did you have a funeral for the wasp?
No. Anyway, hello,
Well-
everybody. Welcome to Got a Problem, Mate, the Wasp Cast.
The Wasp Cast from Websode 1.
Webisode 1.
Webisode 1.
Maybe it is a webisode because it's live on the web.
Webisode?
I don't know. If you're joining us for the first time,
How have you been?
that was called that was called a hot take at the start there.
No, it wasn't.
No? Cold open.
Life hack.
Oh. And
Hit a wasp with a chair.
I'm Joey Page. I look like a golfer today.
Yeah.
This is Bilal Zafar. He looks like he's in a 80s teen movie with his open jean jacket shirt.
Yeah.
Denim.
There's t-shirts from Fat Face. You ever been to Fat Face?
Not since I was about 11 in the 90s.
It's like organic clothing. So I was going to do a gig, a tour show, and I got chocolate on my t-shirt, which does happen to me. That's the thing. And I had to urgently get a t-shirt, and they only Fat Face in Victoria Station was the only thing.
Oh, God.
And I was like, have you got any t-shirts less than 30 quid? And the guy said, well, it's all organic, fair trade.
Yeah. Fair game. You've been
Fair
had.
game.
You've been
I've
had.
been had. Paid £30 for this t-shirt with
Wow.
a truck, which is
But-
would look good on a little boy.
But now you've worn it on the show. It's tax
Yeah.
deductible.
Is it though?
Yeah. If you only wear it for entertainment.
Yeah, but you need to earn money to pay tax.
Okay.
So
Sign up for the Patreon. We haven't got one. Hard luck. Okay.
hard luck.
So, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is a
Welcome.
podcast where we solve your problems, we solve our problems, and we solve our special guests' problems.
So that's what it is now.
Oh,
That's your new thing,
no. So problems.
like a football thing.
Yeah. So Bilal.
Yeah.
What problems have you had this week, my old friend?
My one is a domestic issue of me and my wife. Right. So
Ooh.
my wife wakes up early. I don't. I do a lot of work at night, and
What type? What sort of? What? Give me crunch
it
the
varies.
numbers.
It varies. So she can be up at 7. She can be up at 8.
7.
For me, that's
That's a time.
early, 7 a.m. to be up.
Get
and
out of
getting
bed,
ready.
you fucking slob.
You're not out of bed at 7. Don't try it.
Sometimes.
If you've been gigging the night before, we're talking about.
Yeah, you're not
busy.
gigging the night before.
I am.
Being on
I
the
don't know why
internet is
you
not
think I
gigging.
don't do gigs, right? She wakes up and she uses the hairdryer very early in the morning in the bedroom, okay? And I get woken up by the hairdryer and it's so upsetting.
No.
No, it's so upsetting to be
No.
woken up. No, don't say no.
No.
You're not taking my problem seriously then.
Okay.
And I've said to her, like, look, can you just like give me a warning before? And then for a little while she was like sarcastically warning me, when you use the hairdryer now. And I'm like,
Okay. I'm going to say two things.
okay.
One of them, are you sure this isn't about something else?
No, this really is
So I
about
know you've not
the
been married
hairdryer.
long. Sometimes it can be tough to get off to a good start once the rings are on.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
everything's fine. It's just
Okay.
I wish you wouldn't wake me up with the hairdryer.
Well, let me tell you about the hairdryer.
Okay.
Being woken up with a hairdryer is one of the greatest pleasures in life, and I'll tell you for why. When I was a little kid, right, my mum would get me up in the winter and be like, it's time to go to school. I'd be like, I don't want to get out of bed, it's cold. And then I would hear my mum, who would sit on the floor at the end of her bed and dry her hair. And I was like, if I go and get in to the end of my mum and dad's bed, I'll get the hot air from the hairdryer that's like missing her head, and then I'll be nice and warm. So I used to do that. That was like my little routine in the morning.
Okay, but
There's
it's
little
getting
6
hot
or 7
now.
year olds.
It's hot in the morning.
Well, then she doesn't need the hairdryer because it's hot.
Well, tell her that. You message her and say you don't need the hairdryer.
So I'm just saying, Bilal, you could turn this into if you just pop your little face out and get the sort of like residual air, it's actually quite a nice little treat.
She's also gone and like had a shower and left her phone like on the bed, and the alarm keeps going off, and that's really sad.
That's not the alarm I'm texting her.
It's a little lad joke from
Lad
Joey
joke,
Page. You should text her. She's a big fan.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I'm enigmatic.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to turn it into a nice little thing like that. Or you've got more than one room. Why can't you dry hair in a different room? When I used to dry my hair, I would dry it in the living room if I didn't want to wake somebody up.
She doesn't do that.
Well, why not?
Because she
Have
doesn't
you asked
care.
her?
Yeah, she doesn't take it seriously at all. And I'm like, this is upsetting me. So this is an issue. Our guest is very good with this kind of thing. Well, I've asked him for advice before.
Well, can't you do it back at her? Can't you play one of your like nerdy games really late at night next to her head?
Yeah, I might.
See how she likes that?
That's the thing. She's like, well, sometimes you make noise at nighttime, but I really don't try to. What about you? What's your big issue?
I've got a health concern. I have
a health concern.
I've got a health concern.
Yeah.
For about 6 weeks now, I keep on getting a flicky eyelid.
Oh, that's lack of sleep.
No, it's not. I sleep well.
Nah, you think you do.
No, I sleep well. And I've tried massaging it, which is one of the things I say to do. I've
What?
tried doing, apparently, this is like stretching out your eyelid muscles. You have to blink really hard a few times.
No,
doing exercise.
It's not your muscles. That's
It is. It's a muscle spasm in the eyelid. But it's been going on for 6 weeks and it's driving me mad. They also say it could be alcohol or caffeine, but I'm not cutting either of those two fuckers out. So what am I supposed to do about it? I don't want to keep having a flicky eyelid my whole.
We've been together like an hour today. You downed a pint and you had a coffee.
You got me the coffee.
That doesn't help your case.
Why did I down a pint?
I don't know, man. You think you've got an issue?
No, you've got an issue that you don't like to admit that we've recorded 2 podcasts back to back.
We haven't. We've never done that.
Oh, okay.
Should we get our guest in?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's guest, we have an award-winning film maker. You ever seen films?
I've seen. I want to talk about a film in a minute. Actually,
he wants to talk about a film, and a good collaborator of mine who's worked with both me and Joey Page. Oh Jesus! It's Mr. Ben Mallaby, BAFTA Ben. Did you win it or nominated?
Nom.
That's better.
2 noms.
2 noms.
2 noms don't make a win.
Our guest today has got one of the best heads of hair I've ever seen.
Oh, he's stunning.
He's a very sweet and stylish man. He's got a lovely family. Apparently, he's good at directing stuff.
Have you met his family?
I've met his wife, and I have had the privilege of being directed by him. Unfortunately, that was spoilt because I was opposite you in the thing that he directed.
In my thing.
It's Ben Mallaby.
You've been directed a few times from...
Oh, yeah. Twitch stuff doesn't count though, does it?
No. Nah, we used a camera.
What are you talking about, Bilal?
We did my Pez movie.
Yeah. What's the other one?
The Murderers...
Oh, sure.
When
That's
Murderers
true.
Kill, a web series, 2. And you were
fuck
great.
That. What's all this you brought in here, Ben?
Well, I forget the name of the place that I've just come from, but it's a bakery. So I brought you each a little pudding. No, it's a nice one. Oats and something.
I haven't had any junk food or sugar for
This
10
isn't junk
days.
food, man. This is...
What is it?
Pure...
What is that?
I have absolutely no idea.
So for people that have not got with the times and are still just like listening to this in their ears and can't see
It's on video, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, I'm going to say it's like a sort of marzipan.
Oh, it better not be.
Should I
love
touch
marzipan. No, not with your hand.
Well, how do you
break
know
it with the fork? You animal. Let me touch it.
It's like a chocolate roll. You love chocolate.
Jeez. I do.
Bilal's been nosing on about how healthy it's been.
I've not had anything for a little while.
Go on, mate.
Are you going to have some?
I've had 2. That's why I brought...
Sorry,
them
you've
down
had
like
2
this.
what? 2 of these?
2 different ones. I have a student who works at this place, and she brought some in and gave me 4, and I ate 2.
Something about Ben is that he can eat a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't show it.
Well, I started to get heart palpitations from the 2 I had, so I thought I'd better stop because I did plan on having all 4. But then I thought, oh no, I'll look like I'm a really kind person.
Yeah.
Have to go
who
in.
bought puddings for my friends.
There's
Get your
no
stomach
way I
pumped.
would have
But I
said
didn't.
that I didn't buy them, by the way.
Right.
You said you got given them. I would have just still
Ben's a
said,
good man. That's the difference.
Maybe I should give a shout out to the student, Taryn. If you're listening, thanks for the desserts.
And listen, Taryn.
Chris Taryn's daughter.
Your students should be watching podcasts.
They should be watching podcasts I'm on.
Because when I did a media
I thought you
degree,
said
right?
shouldn't be watching podcasts,
No,
Your
they
Honour.
should. Your Honour. Your
I'm not a
Majesty.
judge.
When I did a media degree, my lecturers were not appearing on video podcasts.
Yeah,
You know,
it's true.
they were doing very serious stuff. I don't want to read a paper that they wrote about cinematography 10 years ago.
I agree.
Look at this guy.
I'll have to tell her though. I don't think she'll pick up that this has happened unless I tell her.
Are you not going to put this in the student-teacher news bulletin?
You're not going to put it on the pin board, the notice board.
Yeah, I should.
Podcast.
So I should say, because I do have like a small ounce of actual broadcasting nous, that me and you know what Ben teaches and why he teaches. But Ben, maybe you could tell the listeners.
Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise, Bilal, it doesn't sound like we've got a BAFTA-nominated director. It sounds like we've got a fucking teacher on the show.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a lecturer. I'm an associate professor at London South Bank University, and I teach film and TV practice to wonderful 18-year-old students who want to achieve, and they're all very sweet people. And you've worked with many of them between the 2 of you.
Is this a racket where you get them to work in places that you want free stuff from,
Basically.
thus driving up your salary?
Yeah.
Well, when we've done stuff
Like imagine if
together-
one of his students worked in Fat Face, you wouldn't have had to pay for that T-shirt.
It's t-shirts from Fat Face. When
I'm
we
going
did
on a
we did a short film together recently called Meeting Dad,
Yeah.
which Ben directed and I wrote and was in.
This
And
apple
just getting free child labor basically.
I exploit them really badly,
Mm.
and everyone seems to be quite happy with it. So,
That's fantastic.
thing.
yeah, very useful. Very useful tip to the directors out there who want tips. Exploit student labor.
No pay, good exposure.
No pay. Happy to be on the job and good at their jobs.
Bilal,
Yes.
may you remind me of my fee for being in your When Murderers Kill?
Yeah.
How much?
Well, you know.
Nothing. So another good tip is
it's
to just
not.
exploit comedians as well.
I think I exploit the comedians more than I exploit my students.
It's
actually.
not nothing. You're going to see some residual.
What? There's money coming, is there? On the back end?
Yeah.
From ads.
Does that mean we're going to finish it?
No.
It's like 2 years old.
Are you still doing EPs? You're not finished the series?
Oh, I was talking about the film we made.
Oh, I've put that out on Patreon for
Oh,
people,
right.
slightly unfinished.
Did
but
you
I
make any
couldn't-
money? Did you give it to Joey?
Do
No,
I get
no,
any of
no.
that Patreon?
Well, how much do you want?
I don't know.
Go on.
What's
put,
the reasonable
put a
amount
figure
to
on
ask
it.
for?
We'll negotiate.
15 quid?
You've got ads on this podcast. Does that go to these guys though?
I'd imagine
Pointing
so.
at the crew.
Well, yeah, but we don't think we've made enough for it to.
I think
to
so
pay
far it's
salary.
not quite covered the coffee bill
No, I think
from
I
upstairs
think we're in trouble with the
financially
coffee. Ben,
and
how,
creatively.
how have you been?
Good, thank you. Yeah, very good. Been busy, which is nice. Coming out of it now, a little bit quieter. Waiting for a new job to come in. But yeah, I just did an ad and I've been traveling a bit and whatever.
Where'd you go?
Went to Dublin and Paris.
I went there recently.
I know. We're pretty
Oh.
close. I could have popped in.
Damn, beautiful, isn't it, Dublin?
It's lovely.
Expensive for a pint, though, isn't it?
Don't know.
9 quid a pint.
Yeah.
Ben saying no, that it's doing all right.
So Ben's life, basically, you teach this course for a bit,
Yeah.
and then you make the films.
And then I make the films.
And you've done. So you do a lot of like pilots, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say a lot. Ads probably is what I spend a lot
lot
of the
of
time
ads.
doing. Yeah.
That's where the good cash is, right?
Joey, your name came up in one of the, just doing a casting thing.
Yeah.
Putting out the
Oh, yeah?
casting call. Your name hasn't come up recently, Bilal. I could have.
I don't do adverts. I just got a little
you not?
acting job. No, I've got a small acting job, which I'll tell you about later. Now, so you do that, then you make the things. You what you do a lot of short films.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Bilal, you do a lot of interviewing, don't you? you, what? You.
I can tell you two have been going for a while.
I've
How
got
many
to
have you done
carry
today?
this.
Just what? None, apparently. None.
None.
Bilal doesn't like people to know that we block record them.
Yeah.
Well, then why do we change clothes?
Because
gonna
it's more
tell 'em.
interesting
Do
on
you
the
really?
internet. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
We got 3 changes of clothes today.
I feel like it's my duty to say that Bilal messaged me last night at about 7 p.m. asking me to come and do this today.
Yeah. I knew you would.
As I said, alluded to on last week's episode, and the spell has not been broken. I've asked a lot of girls, and I haven't been rejected like this by girls wholesale since I was in year 7, when John Perry sent a register around class when I was off saying, who wants to go out with Joe Page? Yes, no, and there was no ticks in the yes. We've had no people that identify as feminine.
He reveals little bits
As
of
female.
information of himself like that, which is like harrowing.
Yeah, do you know why? It's called entertainment.
No, mate, that was sad.
No, it wasn't. I don't care. I'm
That
doing
shows
great now.
a lot of problems in your life.
No, I'm doing great now.
You want to do a feature film, Ben?
Sure. Yeah? What? Sorry, I'm trying to segue that. So, starring Joey and all the women who rejected him in
I don't really
school.
want a film to be about that.
Would you?
If you did another list with all of your female friends now, would it be different? Is that what you're saying?
Not not my friends, because there's a reason why they're my friends.
Sure.
Because they don't want to date
They
him.
don't wanna know.
It always ends with, well, we can be friends.
He's
And
a
you're like,
really
yeah, sure,
good
that sounds
friend that
I'll take
asked
that.
me out 6 times 9 years ago.
He's been friend zoned more than any man in London.
But lots of friends. Lots of friends.
I own the freehold on the friend zone. That's how many times I've been friend zoned. You don't know what that is.
No.
Freehold,
What is
leasehold. Don't worry about it.
that? Do you know about freehold, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, kinda. I don't know.
It
Can
wasn't
we get
good. It
into
wasn't good.
I'd like to snap straight into a very small, quick fire problem.
Oh, great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This has come from the internet.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go for it.
You okay with the internet?
I'll be all
This
right.
is from. Should I say his surname?
Sure.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say Frosty.
Okay.
Yeah. His first name's Robert and his nickname's Frosty, because his surname is Frost.
Okay. Don't really need the nickname now, do we?
Robert Frost has been in touch and said that he recently had to wear a G-string for a massage and really enjoyed wearing it, and now he can't stop wearing G-strings. Can you help with this?
Well, why is that a problem?
Yeah, what's the problem?
Well, I don't know.
It's fine.
I guess societal pressure.
I think he needs to. Yeah, his problem is that he needs to get over his, fear of how.
I mean,
that
it's only a
comes across.
problem if you're wearing it in a place where it's inappropriate. Or
But he's not saying he only wears a G-string and nothing else now.
no, he's not saying that.
So then it's
There's
fine.
not going to be any more information than that. But also, I guess that the only way it could become a problem is if his wife gets so accustomed to seeing him in a G-string that that's her base level of excitement. It's really hard to keep trying to top that, isn't it?
So you're saying his wife finds this arousing?
Which she could do. And then, if she does,
Yeah.
then that will eventually become the new normal, and then you've got to up it. And then where are they going to end up?
It's not all about arousing your spouse constantly, man.
No, but we're trying to work
He
out
just
what
wants
could
to
be
be
the common
comfortable.
pitfalls here. That could be one. We could go the other way. She might find it absolutely abhorrent.
Disgusting.
Have you ever had a massage and had those paper
No,
pants
I've heard
that they
about
give
them.
you?
You do the paper pants?
I'm not a fan of massages, but I had this one, and they put you in it, and then in my one they played the Twin Peaks soundtrack. It was just the most haunting experience I've ever had. I absolutely hated every minute
Where
of
was
it.
this?
Oh,
in the world?
at a spa
Yeah,
somewhere.
but like where?
Wait, just the
Ages
Twin
ago.
Peaks soundtrack non-stop? Because it is repetitive.
I might have zoned out, but yeah, it was just. I think they thought it was like a relaxing panpipe track or something, but it was.
It's good
that is
music.
chocolate and marzipan, by the way. So you're in trouble.
Leave it. The next guest can have some.
So neither of you two have been to a spa. That's what you're telling me.
I have. But
I told a story on this podcast, didn't I?
About your spa?
A couple of weeks ago. Now. Or a couple of hours ago. No, it was a couple of weeks ago. When I ended up in the naked spa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I heard...
I haven't done one of those.
I didn't know I was doing one of those.
Right.
And I went in and the guy said, "No trunks." He's just like wagged his finger at me. And in the steam room, an old man came in and went past into the mist. And I heard, which I thought was his bum, but it was very closely followed by. So the first one must have been his old dangling balls hitting the slab of marble and then his bum.
I'm really sorry about this, Ben. We've got a bloody BAFTA nominee on here.
But wait, you told this story earlier as well.
He's told it a week ago.
I tell it every episode.
Which one makes it? You're only going to play the story once?
No.
No, okay, each time. Every
He's
week
proud
you're
of
tell
the
the same
story.
story.
The old man bald story.
No trunks.
Okay, that was just a little quickfire problem there.
Yeah, good problem.
Ben, you're very good with your students with, I remember you make special, especially over lockdown, you did like special videos involving the students with the, what was it, the Fast and Furious thing?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
it's good.
Yeah,
can you redo that question?
Can I read?
Can you re-say that question?
Ben, you're very good with your students.
Thank you.
Care to elaborate on?
About the specific thing you asked. Yeah, we did that thing during COVID. We did it on Twitch because I was inspired by what you were doing. So I was doing all the OBS stuff that you were doing, but I was teaching with it. And it was really interesting.
And how great is that?
That I was inspired by you.
No, yes. No, that like, it's just, sorry, when I did a media degree, right, here's one of the things that happened when I did my media degree. My university, I did a student radio show, and one week it just didn't go out.
Right.
We thought we were live and it wasn't. That's what things were like for me. You know?
Yeah.
It was all very sad, and the lectures were not very inspirational, really. And then this flipping guy.
This guy.
Doing all the stuff, keeping them engaged.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
Ben, how did you get into directing? Because it's not a world that I really know anything about. I don't watch loads of films, and I'm only really starting to even recognise people's style as a director in my late 30s. Like, for example, I understand the devices of Noah Baumbach now, whereas before I would have been like, that's a bit like the other film I watched.
Joey has seen he's seen 3 films.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about one of the worst films I've ever seen. To the point I only watched a minute of it in a minute. But I want to know about how you got into directing, and is there any people that you'd like? But bear in mind the
Stop looking at the snacks.
No, I'm not looking at the snacks. Bearing in mind that this is coming from an absolute idiot asking this question.
Sure. So in the 90s there was like Kevin Smith doing like a low budget film called Clerks, and there was Sam Raimi doing Evil Dead, and there was Peter Jackson doing this film called Brain Dead, and so lots of people were doing like low budget shoestring kind of stuff. And like as a white guy in a kind of comfortable, like I just thought I was allowed to do anything, and so I was like, oh, can I do this? And I just assumed I could, so I just like.
He's gone all. You have to be all woke about
it. I felt like if I wanted to, then that I should just try. And then it turned out it's really hard, really hard to break through.
It feels like also it's a lot of attention to detail. Directing. No,
it's a good question. It's just the way
you asked it.
Just the way you said it.
Well, no, because it's the opposite to what I would like. I'm not very good at attention to detail.
I've hung out with like you and like some of your filmmaking friends, right? And I've been like, I'd like to make a film, and they're like, what kind? And then I say something, and they're like, nah, you want to make a horror like this with this much money? And it seems really hard, all of it.
Yeah. It always sounds like, oh, this will be easy. I just need to do the thing, and then people come at you with all these like rules.
So what do you do? Do you ignore people, or do you know what I mean? Because I would like to do a feature film.
Yeah,
in the next.
You talk a lot about wanting to be a director. Yeah, and I'm threatened by it, but also supportive.
You can join in.
Yeah, what?
You can be in it.
Are you threatened by me?
Wait, you don't. Wait, what?
Yes.
Wanting to be a director. I don't just mean like I'm going to bash you up.
Oh no. What was the question?
Do you want to help make a film with me?
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it a lot, and then
Yeah.
occasionally I'll say, "We'll come up with an idea," then,
I don't
and
have
then
one.
you'll go like, "Oh, it's like a bit
I'll
like
give
Twin
you
Peaks."
half an idea and then nothing.
And then you never message me again.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Has anybody ever like started working on a thing with you and then you've asked them for like a second or third draft and they've just not replied to the email?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, or probably I do that
Are they
to other
called Joey
people quite a
Page?
lot. Oh yeah, I forgot that you did that. That's so funny. Neither of us were super enthusiastic about that idea. That's okay. That's just a very natural.
It's hard though.
I was, but in a different. I don't know. Yeah. I think we
No,
should do
but come on,
ideas for what
man.
it was.
It's so hard when you've got so much work on.
Yeah.
It's so time consuming because
Of
you're
course.
not making any money writing a script,
Mm.
and it's the hardest flipping thing. You don't know how hard writing a film is till you do it.
The second you think, like, oh God, I don't, the second that enthusiasm starts to wane, it's like, bin it, like just come up with something new. And
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the film The Change Up?
No, I have not.
So I started watching this on Bank Holiday
It's
Monday.
a good cast, I can see.
It's Jason Bateman, it's Ryan Reynolds, and some other people.
Uh-huh.
And basically, from what I understand of it, it's two guys that swap lives for a day.
Like a body swap?
Freaky
No, I
Friday.
think they just like turn up at each other's work and hope no one knows. I didn't get that far because in the first minute, Jason Bateman is putting some baby powder on a baby's bottom and he drops the baby powder and then the nappy falls off and then the other baby starts crying and then one of the babies does diarrhea in his face. And I was like, I'm
Like
not watching
squirts.
this. Yeah. I was like, I'm not watching this. This is absolute cack. And I wonder, how do films that are that bad get made with that much money and that much on the line and that many good people in it? How can they
Big question.
still be
Big
so
question.
terrible?
Big question.
Go on.
I watched another. Maybe I'll get around to it. I don't know. But I watched a film and I had that experience, and it was a Hugh Grant film where he was a professor, and it's no way. I wasn't angry because but
People really like Love Actually.
that was
He's Tony
joking.
Blair in that.
I've not seen that either.
I can't remember who else was in it. I watched about 5 minutes of it, and I just thought the dialogue was so on the nose, and like the jokes were so hackneyed, and I just thought like everyone I enjoy Hugh Grant movies a lot, and I couldn't work out, like, even he couldn't save it. He normally can, like, bring stuff around a bit. And you do wonder, like, how did that get this far? And it's like, well, someone got Jason Bateman involved. The producer or someone managed to get Ryan Reynolds. Someone managed to get Leslie, like, all these, but somehow, like, it managed to, but it just didn't go through enough redrafting. That's probably what I would say is the problem. Or, like, the writer just...
I know, obviously, it's not your job, but, like, if you're the actor, maybe this is why I don't do a lot of acting. If I'm reading that, I wouldn't be agreeing to take that, or I'd be like, that's so bad. Can we do something different?
I think stuff can change a lot though, can't it, in production?
Some stuff can really disappoint you. That's definitely true. When the script is really terrible and you've got a big name cast in it, you do wonder, like, were they in it for the money? Was this a favor? I don't know. But
Edward Norton, when he was Hulk, he said they basically told him it'd be something else.
right,
Same with when what's his face was the Joker,
which one?
the the one that was crap, the Suicide Squad one.
Yes,
What's he
Jared
called?
Leto.
Jared
And he
Leto.
was almost cut out
He
of it
said,
entirely. Yeah,
he said they completely again sold him something else.
Yeah, so that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's sad to see so much money spent on something with no kind of editorial, artistic integrity. Yeah, you think.
But they're popular. They do well, these films.
So
Have you seen Transformers? Have you seen it?
So wait, are we saying that the problem is the general public?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what it
enjoy
is. It's probably
hogwash.
It's probably a cynicism from the money people. Like, oh, they'll watch this because these people are in it. It doesn't matter if we finish the script.
right.
Just shoot it. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're going to try and
My eyes have been open, and hopefully, viewers and listeners, yours have too.
get...
If you're enjoying Got a Problem Mate, the podcast, please don't forget to send in your problems to gotaproblemmate@gmail.com or use the hashtag GAP, M ? And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe on whatever your favourite listening or watching
iTunes,
platform
please. No one's
is.
doing iTunes.
Please. He does do that very well, though.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
you could
good.
learn a bit.
And you just
Oh,
talk
I
over the
do it
song
as
of
well, but I mean,
You can do one in a minute.
all right.
I want to hear Bilal do one in a minute. That's very important to me.
Okay, I'll do one now. Having problems, we can solve it. Gotaproblemmate@gmail.com. That's the place to be. That's where certainly I hang out. And I know a bunch of celebrities go there.
Yeah, you've lost it. Started well.
Ben, Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a little town called East Grinstead near Gatwick
East
Airport.
Grinstead,
Oh,
yeah.
Everyone knows East Grinstead. It's a funny one.
Jimmy, who was on here, the food critic, my friend from school, his wife's from East Grinstead. Do you know Madeline Birch?
Are you saying his wife's name?
Yeah.
I
Her
don't know
old
if you
name.
Beep it out.
I don't know if you should.
Why?
It's a
You
bit.
look on his Instagram and then
think-
look on his...
Jimmy's going to
picture of his
punch you
wife.
in the
No, he's
face
not.
for talking about his wife.
I did
She's an
actually. I did
artist. She's
actually
in
know
the
the Birchells. So,
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I don't even remember Maddie, but probably.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll ask her if she remembers you. I just was genuinely... I've never asked you that question. I wanted to know.
Good.
Do it in your own time.
Ben, have you brought a problem in?
Yeah, with all the notice. Thanks, Bilal, for the notice.
I told him.
You
this
told me about
morning?
it? No, like 2 hours ago. Yeah.
2 hours ago.
But I mean, I know the format. I should know that I needed to. Do you want to? Yeah. So I was like, oh God, should it be like a big one and a little one? And I was like, all the cats and the foxes are using my back garden as a toilet. What do I do about that? That's a real problem.
That is a
Is
real
that the problem?
That's a real problem. I got cat owners on either side. We don't own a cat. And then the garden 2 doors down is just a wasteland. And
wait,
all the
you've
foxes
got
live there.
children.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're allowed
This
to say
is a
that on the
problem.
podcast.
This is
And their names are... No. And the school...
they are always digging through the mud looking for treasure.
Of course they are. They're children.
And imagine what they're finding.
Okay, now
some mummified remains.
Foxes are difficult. I believe there's stuff that keeps cats away, like vinegar, but I don't know if you want to put vinegar all over your garden. But I think that helps. Otherwise, you need to get an aggressive cat.
Oh.
My mum's
You
cat-
mean attack. Oh, so well, hang on.
cat.
My cat's mum, she does not. She's mad now. She fights cats.
Your mum does?
My mum and the cat.
But no, you're right. Like, I need an animal that scares off cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't want another cat in the mix.
you
enough,
should borrow
fair
a
enough.
dog for
Borrow
a weekend.
a dog.
Yes.
And then that'll bring back the birds. We used to have parrots come into our garden. And the blooming cats.
Got the birds.
Parrots?
Yeah. Parakeets.
And if
Parakeet.
and
I don't have
and
those
then-
near me.
because there's no birds, you've got spiders.
Ugh. Don't get me
Because
started.
the bird is swallowing the spider. The cat has swallowed the bird, and the dog's eating the cat, and then the horse is going to eat the dog,
I have such a vivid memory at school.
and then the old lady is going to eat all of that. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, she dies because she eats.
I remember in primary school when we were doing the food chain, and I said that dogs eat cats, and everyone laughed at me, and I just thought I'm too young for everyone to be laughing at me over something that like
It's tough, isn't it? That kind of thing.
that's
When that happened to me, I decided I wanted to become a stand-up comedian.
That's true. I mean, if that happens to me now, I pretend it was a joke.
yeah.
And it
I was
happens.
joking. I was joking. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I was joking. Yeah.
you're welcome, guys.
Yeah. I have to teach my kids that trick.
So get a dog.
Get a dog.
My other idea
I
would
would
be
like a dog. Rent
Oh.
a dog.
Didn't you say that you had plans of one day getting a dog?
Yeah.
And you can make a bit of money on the side because you could look after a dog for money.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So-
I had one of the solutions to a problem I've had recently is I can't afford to live in my house anymore. So we've got we've got an exchange student living with us.
Really?
This just feels like an extension of
Oh wait, I've got it.
what's that?
Get a dog suit off of eBay and make the exchange student run around the garden pretending to be a dog.
Put their bed in the garden and tell
Say,
them
get in
it's
your
part
bed,
of-
naughty boy. Poor girl.
And it's part of the remit that they have to keep the cats away.
Yeah.
I have given one of my boys a wooden axe, and whenever there's a cat in the garden, I've opened the doors for him and told him to go out there. And
And has that not helped yet?
not yet.
I've got a similar problem on my balcony with pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hear them cooing, because they'll shit all over my box seat on the balcony.
Ugh.
So if I hear them, I'll just open the curtains really fast. And normally, because I've been in bed, I'm in my pants or worse, and that will do the trick.
Do you have solar-powered lights? Do you have the solar-powered
Security
lights
light,
that
you
go, the motion sensor one? Security lights.
Oh, yeah, that's a
got
good
those.
answer. I could do those.
Yeah,
There's a neighbor who has this flashing thing that goes off day and night, which is
it might be that.
maddening.
Yeah, so it's motion sensitive.
And can you not get something that's
Here we go.
like the pitch of a cat or a dog or whatever, like that we can't hear?
Well, you can
animals
get those
hear?
for teenagers.
Mosquito sound. Yeah.
you know about
Does that
that?
work on cats?
They have it a lot in like Richmond. The houses don't want any kids going near them, so they have a high-pitched squeal.
So I can still hear that frequency despite my years, but my wife can't. And it drives her crazy when we're walking. I'll go, oh, like that. Oh, that stupid noise, knowing that she can't hear it. And I'm whining.
Maybe that's what's making my
Really
eyelid
winds her up.
twitch.
I don't think it is, man.
I heard you talking about that earlier, and I was going to say, I had that. It'll just stop. It'll just stop.
Yeah, but how long do you have it for?
I don't know, ages. It just stops. All these things. We go, oh my God, I'm getting old. I'm going to die. This is the first sign. And then like 3 weeks
I don't
later,
want to
it
end up like
stops.
Patrick Moore.
Sure.
Do you remember him?
Yeah. Is that what he
The
had?
astronomer guy with
fluttering
like a
eyelids.
monocle.
Oh, he looked great.
Was it his monocle eye that was fluttering?
I wanted to ask you a question, Ben, about when you're directing.
Okay.
Let's say you have a difficult actor.
Uh-huh.
How does one deal with that? Let's say me and Joey are. You be the nice
difficult.
one.
Oh, okay.
No.
Or shall I? Do you want to
No,
be
no,
difficult?
you be difficult.
I
This is
feel
your
like-
your
Okay.
setup.
Hang on, can I just quickly go back? Why didn't I even get an audition for that advert? Was it because
Mate,
people think I'm difficult to work
I
with?
told
Yeah.
you do this off the podcast.
No, so then maybe I
Next
should just
question.
play to type. Or maybe I should try and redeem myself in this bit.
All right, wait. Tell us a scene. If you could give us a scene to do, and we'll do it quickly. I'll do it badly, and then you need to give me feedback. Is
And
that
I'll be
okay?
the good.
And he's the
actor.
good one,
Okay,
the nice one.
You
Yeah.
are you have just found your long lost wife.
Okay.
Has just come back to your life, and you haven't
And
seen
I'm
her.
telling him that.
You haven't seen her for 20 years. Is Joey your wife
He's my friend who I'm telling, or do you want to be my wife?
or husband? Probably.
Be my wife.
Okay, so this is the first time you've seen her for 20 years.
Okay.
Your wife.
Action.
Sorry, can I just, before we start, can I just say, first day and everything, I'm really excited to be working with you. I brought you half a cake and...
Sorry, can you do that in your own time? It's kind of.
I don't
I've
want
got
half
things
of the
to do.
cake.
I've got a reservation in the Ivy.
Right, so you're being the obnoxious one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I was about to be an obnoxious director, but no.
You can
Sorry.
be.
No. I'll keep. So right, let's keep it simple. Right. So hang on.
Yeah.
So you're a guy. You've just found your wife for the first time in 20 years.
Okay. Cool.
And we're gonna ad lib the scene and action.
It's not my first rodeo.
Okay. So you're not even gonna launch in.
That's not in the
Hey.
script.
What?
Here we go.
Hi.
What's this an exercise
Hi.
in? Oh, sorry.
Can I help you?
You're my wife. And I've not seen you in 20 odd years. You look great.
Sorry, I don't know if you've read the stage directions properly, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that, actually.
Is he?
So-
Are you
Well,
directing?
you're the obnoxious
Are you
one.
directing?
Or directing?
Just
This is
trying to-
very messy. No, you're the good one.
Yeah, but I'm
Just
trying
act.
I'm trying to have done
He
my
doesn't
homework.
even know that that's
Oh,
bad.
I see.
But
He's
he
showing-
doesn't even know
No,
that
he doesn't.
that's bad.
That's why he didn't get my job.
uh,
Did you do that in your
etiquette.
self-tape?
And end
Did
scene.
you know?
End scene. Okay.
I said that. I say that at the end of all my self-tapes. And end scene.
That's why it's not working out.
Can I say? I probably can't. Can I? I did self-tapes that I'm not say what it's for, and
Yeah,
in
damn.
it you have to raise your eyebrows a lot, right? And at the end of my ident, I went
To show them you can do it.
before I even did the thing.
Jesus.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
a little
and then
joke.
point.
I like to put a little joke in all my
It's a good idea.
in all my idents.
I like it.
That's
Like I
not.
say, by the way, I really love Doritos or whatever the thing is.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I think that's
see?
not a bad idea.
So feedback for the scene.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry,
I don't
again.
know. This guy ruined it.
Sorry.
You just be good.
You weren't meant to ruin
I
it.
want to see Bilal. I don't really get what you're going to do. But
I don't
just
know
wanna-
either.
You're going to be a bad actor, or
Yeah,
an obnoxious actor,
That was the
and
plan.
I have to correct
But
you.
then he cut me off.
Can I say? To
Oh,
the
hang on.
people
I
at
can.
home,
Oh, go on.
basically, there's a well tried and tested method in acting called improv, which I've not done, and I suspect Bilal has, but he seems to not be handling it very well.
So I do have feedback for you, Bilal.
Oh yeah.
Already. The delivery on the next take, could you, like, it was a little bit, how do I say this in a not a rude way? It was a little bit wooden, and I just need you
Wow.
to just find
Wow.
something a bit more authentic. I'm being a bad director. Actually, what I should do to be a bad
Wow.
director is give you a line read and just be like, could you just say it like this?
No, you're not being bad. You're being
I'm
great.
being a good director.
I'm being
All right.
an arse.
That wasn't a nice note, but I
Problem
know
is
that
you
you're
two
not.
are
But you
both
know
too
what?
nice.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I'm being like that to you because I know you well enough to know that, like, you'll just respond. But if it was someone I didn't know, I would never say something like that. I'd have to couch it some other, much more polite way.
Interesting.
But with you, I'm just like, can you do that again, but good?
Okay.
Sure. And action.
Hello. I think I've seen you before.
Hi, can I help you?
Did you used to... Are you my wife?
What would give you that impression?
You look like her, and you dress like her.
Well, where would we have ever met?
Paris, 1986.
Are you the guy that was a
Cut,
foreign
cut, cut.
exchange
No,
student
Married you.
dressed as a dog?
This is a mess. We need more. Okay, we need more rules.
We should have had a script,
We
really.
need a script, but just like a little one. I think it's like 1980. That's too far. That's 40 years, right? So like already we're way off. But maybe right. It was 10 years ago. You met at the Olympics, at the 2012 Olympics, and you got married the same day, right? And then you ran away. I'm pointing at Joey. And now you're meeting up again, and you never got over it, but you've clearly
Can I
remarried
say I want
and
to do
had
it
kids.
method, so I'm not going to even... Don't talk to me outside of scenes, all right?
I want...
You can talk to me.
now that's good. That is a
I actually want to do that.
that is a douchey actor thing. You should
I think that would be quite good, though. Do you know what I mean?
to
Not in a
not
rude
talk
way.
to Joey.
Yeah, I kind of like when they...
Someone
do
else on
that.
my list.
Will not date. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Like go method and upset people.
Don't look at... Stop looking over here. Can you tell him?
2012.
Yeah, well, it's a hassle for me. But
Tell him to stop looking over here. Get a runner to do it.
you know what it is? It's the same with any of this kind of abusive stuff. Like, as long as there's consent from everybody, you know, I'm going to be a bit of a dick to you for the next couple of weeks.
What do you think about when Jim Carrey did it? That seemed a bit much.
That was too much, and he didn't have everyone on board, and he was upsetting people. So, like, not okay.
Seen that?
It's a great documentary, though.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And a great film. But too much.
Too much.
Oh my
Dial it
God.
down, Kerry, yeah?
When he reconnected with the guy's mum and still was in character as the son, what the hell? Right, what are we doing?
That's so
All right,
offensive.
Right, let's have one more go of this,
We'll
then
do
we're going to
one
move
more
on.
go.
For
One
the
more
sake of the
go.
podcast, because I've forgotten why we're even doing this.
because
I just
he's
thought
going to
it'd
be
be
a
fun.
bad actor,
Yeah.
and he's
wanted-
testing me, I think.
I wanted
don't
to
really know.
see your directing skills and how
Yeah.
you handle big personalities.
Okay.
Because what if you get
He's lost the dressing room.
put on a project with Matthew McConaughey? What are you going to do
I've been on a few things where...
with Matthew?
With Matthew, old
Yeah.
Matty. No, with actors who have been like prima donnas is the main thing. Often, oh no, I won't say that. But there are quite theatrical actors maybe, and they have a way they want to do things, and then you hear it and you're like, well, this is way off in my opinion, and now I've got to try and get that back.
How does...
And you often get a bit of silent treatment. That's generally what it. A bit of like they'll do it, but begrudgingly, and then like later in the pub, it's all fine. But that's like the worst, I think.
Okay, so that's what I'll do with you with that.
Silent treatment.
So that makes a great podcast. If you just did silent treatment, Bilal. Fuck it now.
Do you want to do it?
What are we
Just
doing?
for fun?
One more scene and then
One
we'll
more
move on.
scene.
We met at the
met in New
2012
York.
Olympics.
You met at the
Okay.
2012
Yeah,
Olympics. You
2012
got married
Olympics.
the same night after the javelin, and we won gold. And then you've gone for 10 years. Okay. And
Excuse me, madam.
you wait for action. And action.
Excuse me, madam. Over here.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. The
Hi.
beautiful one.
Can I help you at all?
I think I've seen you before.
Where?
In fact, I think... Do you believe you've lived 1,000 lives? Sometimes I feel that way.
Here's my direction for you, Joey. You know exactly who it is, and I think you're already doing this,
Yeah.
but like, give him nothing.
Great note, thanks.
Yeah,
boss.
Bilal, you know who it is. It's time to.
All right. You know who you are.
Where-
I know who it is. I winked at him. I know who it is.
Wink.
I'm so confused.
Is there a? keep
Well,
going.
we're married, or we met. We've been we were married.
That's right. At the 2012 Olympics.
We got married at the 2012 Olympics.
You were the torch and I was your flame. You showed me your rings and I was disgusted. And then you tried to poke me with your javelin.
What the?
Joey saved that. That was really good. I was really bored.
He turned it into a
turned it into something really
Armstrong
funny.
and Miller sketch.
Okay.
Little bawdy. Carry on.
Right, I
River.
think we did some good stuff.
Let's
there.
get
that
on
was
to
great.
listener's problem.
Listener's problem.
Great.
Have you got one? You should have.
Let
better
me
do.
see. Let me see. I think I do. Sorry about this.
And then we need you to talk to Bilal about his marriage has gone awry.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to talk to me.
I
about
wasn't
that.
About the
listening when I
hairdryer.
came in.
Oh, I'll tell you again.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I only have the one.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's on Twitter.
I have Pete Dancer sent a question. Ever since Joey mentioned his itchy armpits, I also have itchy armpits. Link's Epic Fresh 48-hour user. Is this a new pandemic? Is it a new pandemic?
I heard the one. It might have been the first one where you talked about how you shave your armpits.
Yeah.
Oh.
And absolutely livid. I couldn't get over it. Like
About me shaving my armpits?
And if
But
anyone's
like, you're
going to
not
have
shaving your bit of your neck there that we can see at the top of your t-shirt. So why are you bothering shaving your armpits?
Because
that
that
we can't
hair
see?
isn't a problem. That's not a collection of sweat. That's the difference.
I just can't believe you're not the one with itchy armpits and that everyone else is calling
I'm
in.
absolutely fine and
with
I'm
itchy
all clean
armpits.
and nice. So do you
What
use
was
Links to 48-hour Fresh? What do you use on the armpits?
I don't perspire a great deal, so I don't bother.
Like Prince Andrew?
Exactly. Just like him.
You don't
I was
bother?
in the Falklands.
Wait, you really don't bother?
I mean, sniff it audibly?
No, it smells good.
Yeah.
Smells amazing.
I didn't until I got to about 33 or 4. And now I'm 38. When I play football, I'm the wettest man on the pitch.
What a sentence. Yeah. What changed at 33?
I don't know. I guess it's just like hormones or something.
Maybe I've got it, coming.
Maybe
in the
maybe
future.
it's in the bank.
From tomorrow.
So, yeah.
Imagine if it started
Sweet
tomorrow.
dripping.
And or if you start getting itchy armpits
Yeah.
from today, maybe it's a psychosomatic thing because I said it on the pod and now someone's got it. Now you've heard it and you start getting it.
I'll be back on the podcast with a problem.
Yeah.
I came on your
would-
bloody podcast and now
There's going to be a class action against me.
I would
Yeah.
say stop using the 48-hour Links stuff because you don't need deodorant that lasts 48 hours.
No,
that
you should
sounds
be
weird.
showering
Just
more regularly.
24 hours is enough.
Yeah, 24 hours is enough.
12 hours,
An
really.
absolute limit.
48. You get some
48
that are
hours.
72 hours, and it's like, where are you going?
I'm really worried about my boys when they ask me for their first can of Links. And I know I've got a little while until that happens, but it's inevitable, right? All the kids, they just want Links.
And are you
Do
going to go
they?
for Africa?
Yeah.
The classic.
Ben has twins, little twin boys, which
Yeah.
we didn't say. Amazing.
Now.
Yep.
Docs them,
Amazing.
so.
Good.
Docs then. Do you want to say their
Do you want
primary
some
school?
pictures?
If you know the house that's got cats either side
Yeah. And
and
smells
2 twin
funky.
boys, one's got an axe.
If you see parakeets, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless that listener for sending that in. Shame on you for reading that out because it doesn't really give us anywhere to go.
Well, we don't have a lot more questions.
I've already forgotten what it was.
Itchy armpits.
They have
the
itchy
links.
armpits, but you don't have that.
What was his name? Pete Ghost.
Dancer.
Dancer.
Ghost.
As we come to a close on today's episode in a few minutes, so if you're enjoying it, there's not long left, so make sure you keep enjoying it 'cause there's not a lot left to go.
He's
Anyway,
good at
What's
that.
that?
He's
That
really
wasn't good.
Was it not?
He said if you're enjoying it, make sure you keep enjoying it because there's not a lot left. What is
Enjoy
that?
every minute.
No, you know, like when I do a lot of driving for work, and it's like, well, I'm not always looking at how long's left on the podcast, and I'm like, oh, I'm really enjoying this, and then it's like, oh, it's over. So I'm just giving forewarning. There's not long left.
Very quickly before you finish yours, you drive a lot, and you don't. Do you have a problem with falling asleep at the wheel?
No.
I do. Oh, okay.
Do you drive a lot?
No, but if I'm
Well,
on a
that's the
motorway,
problem.
I'm straight out.
Oh,
Yeah, like a light.
Even in the day?
With my wife and my kids in the car, boom, out. Fast
Yeah,
asleep
that's not
at the wheel.
All I would say is it's a bit like you know, like how musicians have got like they build up like calluses because they're good at.
Sure.
I think
I
I've
don't drive
got
enough.
a part of my attention span that is good for
Right,
over the
right.
years I've built up this.
have you
That's
seen The
art.
Whale?
No.
It's awful. So thanks so much for
We're
coming.
not anywhere near that. We're not that near the end.
Who's keeping track? Where's your
I
clock?
am.
Oh,
He
okay.
is. It's fine. He's got it.
That's why this is how it is because I am the most competent one in
Yes.
the room.
Which is
I'm
surprising,
getting
isn't it?
that. It
Looking
is
at him.
surprising.
Yeah. So the reason Bilal is not eating any sugar
Yes.
or whatever, and because of his problem, which you didn't hear, so we're going to go back to that because I think
Oh,
you can
yeah.
help him. I think he's falling out with his wife. Let's find out how.
Oh, the hairdryer
We
thing.
haven't fallen out. It's just that in the mornings, I find it very upsetting being woken up by a very loud hairdryer.
And I think she's finding it
It's
very
scary.
upsetting that you don't have a proper job. You're staying in bed till all hours of the morning. You've put on a bit of weight. You're a slob. You're a mess. She's made you cut out the sugar. She wants you to get out of bed a bit earlier. I think there's real problems here,
She
Ben.
thinks you're depressed. That's what it
Do
is.
you think I need a makeover? Should I go on the Queer Eye?
I'm trying to piece that together.
Well, you're already shaving your armpits, so I don't think you...
What do you want? You wanted to stop using her hairdryer in the morning.
Well, yeah.
Have
or
you
just
asked?
like be considerate. Yeah, but she doesn't
And
think
what'd
it's
she
a
say?
big deal.
Right.
You know?
And she wants you to hit the gym.
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
That's
She
nothing.
wants
to
you
do
to
with
stop
her.
eating sweet treats.
She eats sweet treats, mate.
But, you know, only one of us is successfully married, Ben. So maybe you can help with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. You need to maybe get up a bit earlier in the morning, mate, and just
But if I'm gigging, if I get home at
Just-
2 a.m.,
just deal with it. Just get used to it.
just get used
Just
to
get
it.
used to it.
Is that what marriage is like?
Just
Compromise.
just
Is
be,
that
We heard it last
compromise?
week in the lizard episode.
just
Compromise.
chill out, mate.
Talked about lizards.
I got to the point where Bella's alarm doesn't wake me up anymore. Like I have just got used to. Yeah.
Would it kill you to get out of bed because your wife is going to do a full day's work and make her a nice cup of tea in the morning?
You should dry her hair for her if you loved her.
And then you could
You
go
should
back to
be
bed.
a compassionate. and
She
then go
would
back to
hate
bed.
that. She'd be so angry if I tried to help her dry her hair.
Sleep
in
in
the
a
morning.
different room. Sleep in the lounge.
Is
and
that
then
what I
And
should
then you
do?
don't have to hear it in the morning.
Okay.
Have an affair. That's all we got time for. Before we do come to the end of today's episode, we're going to have a little bit of Colin Nolan Knows Best. And
okay.
if you've been enjoying the episode, Bilal, tell them what to do.
You can go on you can review us and you can send us an email at gotaproblemmate@gmail.com. Send us all the problems or feedback about Joey. You know, what could he improve on?
5 stars, great. 5 stars.
Please.
Okay. So, basically, Colleen Nolan from the Nolan Sisters. She's got a agony aunt column, and sometimes we trawl almost every week, actually. We trawl through that.
Sounds good.
So, I'm going to let you pick, as you're basically a friend of the show, and you've actually heard the show before. My pals, fame and fortune, have ruined our friendship.
Oh, interesting.
It's going to be a good one. I have a good friend who's become very successful as a social media influencer.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
It's good.
I was so happy and excited for her at first, but it's turned her into somebody I hardly recognise, which makes me feel so sad, and like I don't want to be friends with her anymore.
Yeah, listen to that.
She's made a lot of money and has just bought a huge house to go with her flashy sports car. But it's not the material things I object to. It's the fact that she's far too busy for me or forgets to invite me to things, which I then see plastered all over Instagram and YouTube. She's got a manager, an agent, and a new friend, and I suppose I don't know where I fit into her life anymore. My parents have advised me to move on and forget about her, but it's not that easy. I don't want to come across as jealous or needy because that's not the case. I just want our friendship to be the same as it was before.
That's very sad, isn't it?
If I stopped doing this podcast, Ben.
Yeah.
Because
would I still be your friend?
Because one of my videos has blown up, yeah, and I get myself a lovely little convertible hatchback mini, and I moved to a big house in Hampstead Heath or something.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to Bilal had I turned my back on him for hanging out with people like Noel Gallagher and Stella
Peter
McCartney?
Andre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because in our industry,
hard.
some people do
It does happen.
just explode overnight, and you don't know which one it's going to be, and then it just happens, and then they're gone, and you're like, oh, that's great for that one, you know?
I've been waiting 17 years to explode.
But yeah, well, that's it. Some people, it happens really early, and you're like, good for them, but they vanish, and you're just like,
Oh, it's horrible.
Okie dokie.
The way people are around fame stuff is horrible. I was doing sort of TV thing, right? And Jessica Knappett, who is, I think she's a famous actor, right? I was talking to her just in a friendly way because we were there kind of early. And then a comedian came along, completely blanks me, just talks to the celebrity.
Where was this?
It was in a TV studio.
I was in a TV studio.
Yeah.
But that's the
Maybe
problem.
they thought that you were just there as a janitor.
No, I know them.
or-
I know them. It was so
Put
rude.
the mop down.
And I told a friend, and they were like, "This person does that all the time. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
So you do get people that are just like that, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
But
That's tough.
yeah, you got to let them go, right?
Yeah, I
you
think
can't
so.
you can't
But
hold
that's-
on. They're in a different.
It's hard
place.
though, isn't it? Because you want to be involved.
Yeah, you want
They're probably
their
hanging out-
fame to rub off on you a little bit. And
Probably
for you
hanging
to
out
have
with
fun.
Rylan.
Probably hanging out with Colleen Nolan, who's
Yes.
about to answer this.
Can you imagine? What did Colleen say?
Um,
Drop them.
I'm not sure your friendship can ever be how it was before. She's become successful, and that's going to change the amount of time that she has to spend with you. And
Colleen knows
Yeah.
these things.
Colin's seen a few things.
I imagine it's a 24/7 job. It becomes your whole life. A bit of fame and money can change people, and they think they don't need those relationships that they valued so much in the past. And that's really sad. If her success ended tomorrow, she'd quickly find out who her true friends are. Equally, when I first got famous, quite a few of my friends changed.
Does it say this?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I
great.
thought you were
Quite a
joking.
few of my friends changed.
Here we go.
Because of what had happened to me and my sisters.
Wait, the friends changed.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it. But I've never been any different, and have had friends that I've had for 40 years who've never seen me as Colleen off the telly.
Wow. Why does she have to make it about herself? Is that what she does in all of the bits?
No,
No.
it's very
That's
up
a
and down
weird-
with her. It's
It's a
very
tricky
random.
situation.
Sometimes she nails it.
It's a tricky situation. But if she's a good enough friend, either wait for her to realise what she's missing or speak up and find a way for it together. This one's only had 2 comments on the internet comment section.
Okay.
Yeah, first one's my vibe.
Yeah, voice of reason _ says, move on, forget them at some point. This friend will realise. And by then you will have moved on.
Nah, probably not. But
And Michael BB says, this kind of fame is short-lived. It's unsustainable. I predict in a few years all her hangers-on will have disappeared along with her house, her car, and her money.
wow,
Bloody
these
hell, I
people
mean-
have a real problem with influencers.
Yeah,
don't
they're
they?
quite angry
Yeah.
at everyone. These
Yeah.
comments, but you don't know that for a fact.
No, exactly.
She could be on Corrie.
She could be on the
Yeah.
bill.
She'll
could
be,
be on the bill.
She could be on doctors.
What's the one with the singing and they wear a mask while they're singing?
The
the
Masked
Masked
Singer. Oh, yes.
Ugh, flipping hell. Yeah.
What's the one where they've got an X Factor?
What's the one where they go on a date and they're blind?
Yeah. that sounds like a good show. Yeah. Good, Colleen. I
All right.
agree.
That's a sad one though. That makes me sad.
Well, we don't have to
Do you
end
have a
on
happy
a sad
one?
point.
You got anything happy you'd like to share? Do you have anything to promote?
No, mate.
You got so where can people see your films and stuff? Do you have them in a place?
That felt pretty
Dropbox,
good.
yeah. That's the first
That's the
proper
first
question you've
proper
asked.
question. Can we frame that?
Dropbox.
I have mega.nz. I've got, okay, sorry, yeah. So, yeah, you can watch my films at Mallaby.uk or on Vimeo /Mallaby if you want to watch some of my films that I've made.
Very funny stuff.
Thank you.
You work a lot with Michael Spicer and
Yeah.
Rachel Stubbings.
Yes,
Very
Rachel
funny
Lott,
people,
wonderful
man.
Rachel, and yourself.
Thank you. Those two though, bloody hell, I think they're amazing.
Whereas I'm more of an attraction that comes in just every occasionally now and then.
Yeah, you're like a
For a
hidden
treat.
character in a game.
Yeah,
You're a little bit of seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not too much. You don't-
You don't want to overpower it.
Salt.
Just a little bit.
One genuine question I had, and I haven't
Oh.
had time for, but I'm going to put it in, and then I might not get
I'll
you
just
to
move it
answer.
somewhere
I
else.
might just then end the podcast.
Yeah.
Because of your surname, do you think people ever imagine you as part duck, part wallaby?
Jesus.
Because that's what I have sometimes done.
That's what you've imagined. That's good.
I imagine what that animal would look like. When
Oh,
I
do
hear
you know
your
what it is
surname.
actually? When people confuse my name, it's always Malibu. And for
Oh, no.
the briefest moment,
I
they
think
think
of
I'm
Mallard.
they think I'm the coolest person in the world. Ben Malibu.
Ben
Like,
And then,
Malibu.
and then I correct them, Mallaby. And then they always go, like that
Yeah.
every time.
It's an unusual name, Mallaby.
Mm.
I call him Ballaby.
Mallaby.
I'm gonna make sure that the title of this episode. Oh, we've been forgetting to do that. Ben, we always get asked by our producer what the episode should be called. What do you think this episode would be called if you'd got a choice?
I'm just astonished you have a producer. This is this is fascinating.
He's never in the room, to be fair.
What was it? What's the title?
Yeah, what do you think this episode should be called?
I don't know. Scraping the Barrel with Ben Mallaby, something like that.
Scraping the Barrel of Ben Mallaby.
That sounds like a self-help book.
Yeah,
but it's
That would be a
bad.
good one.
What I would like to take this opportunity to do is to thank the guys behind the camera and
Absolutely.
the sound, because we always forget to do that.
Good.
So, Angelica and Kays, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
For putting up with me and Bilal.
And half
Thank
a cake.
you. Thank you very much, Ben, for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I hope we've all learnt something about films and problems and stuff. Stay strong, Ben. Everything will get better. You too.
Night, everybody.